in the previous lesson, we created this pyramid. In this lesson, we are going to create the companion to pyramids, and that is Sphinx. No pyramid is a real pyramid if it doesn't have a Sphinx. So I did a test sketch here, and I'm going to redo this, and let's see if I can do it as good as I did it before. I'm going to leave this on screen so that we can use that as a guide. Let's put it here. Right, let's lock that one and create a new layer, and let's call this rough drawing. Then let's pick a grayish blue color as per usual for our rough drawing. And then I'm gonna pick my sketch brush that I love. Where is you? Where are you? Where is you now? It's that one. Let's have a look. Yes, I like that one. So pencil 3, large 4B. I set the opacity low and the brush size to about 5 pixels. You can make it smaller if you wish. Let's see, that's a bit too thin for my taste. I'm going to leave it at 5. So I drew the Sphinx about 3 blocks long, like so, and then up a little bit, and then 1 block across. But what I do want to do in this one is I want to make the arms a little bit shorter. So let's see how we're going to do that. Okay, so roughly draw the base or the plinth in like so. Right, then we want the hands or the paws to end about there, and we want the Sphinx to sit on that part of the block. Now the best way to approach this is not to start drawing the Sphinx's head and then the shoulders and that sort of thing. What I like to do is to create guidelines for myself. To make it easier to place my object. So if we look at the Sphinx, just want to resize this. So let's put it there. So if we take a look at the Sphinx, if we divide this block into thirds, the head would be roughly around a third, or just in front of that third, and the elbow is also around there, and then the other third is where this paw comes in. All right, so let's have a look. So instead of trying to, what I did wrong here is I divided it in thirds here, but what I want to do now is I want to divide this in thirds, not the whole, I don't want to use this as a reference, but this, the base where the Sphinx will be, I want to use that. Right, so now, how are we going to do this? Let's move this up. Let's put this next to this one. Let's put that there, and now we have room enough here to work. Right, so the hands, the paw, the legs, or the front legs, we will put the front legs in a block like that. So that would be the front legs. Then the body itself will go up like this. put everything in blocks. Right, like that. And then if you take this up, we said that the head needs to be just in front of that. So the head will sit around here. Okay, and then if you struggle to find the middle line of a ball or a sphere, is remember that you can fit anything into a cube, or a block. So let's draw a box around the head. And now all you need to do is find the middle of the box, and then you can draw the guides in. Okay, let's do the head around there. And the eyebrows. If you struggle to draw faces, try and find tutorials on drawing faces, the Loomis method. Andrew Loomis. So if you search Andrew Loomis and try to work out, try to find tutorials on how he drew faces, then it will start to make sense, and you will grasp the methods of drawing a head, the Loomis method, and then you can draw Sphinx heads like this very easily. So the ear would be around there. Right, so I'm bringing down the shoulder bit there. I'm making the arm a little bit curved like that. And then we want to have the other arm coming forward like this. And then what I used to do wrong when drawing paws, for instance, I would start off with the paw, and then I would try to draw all of the fingers in, and sometimes this works and other times it doesn't, and it is a struggle. So the best method to use is to think of it as a solid base, like this, down and like that. Then divide it in thirds. Now if you divide anything into thirds, or no, not thirds, divide it in half and half again, which will give you 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to divide this in half, and then half again, and half again. Now you'll see that if I draw that toe in, it goes around the corner. This one is closer, and this one is bigger because it's even closer, and then this one will be the biggest, and we will see most of it. Right, so instead of trying to draw it like that, use this method where you draw a shape like this, which will give you the roundedness and the vanishing toe on the other side. Right, and that's what I'm going to do here. So instead of trying to draw the toes, just draw a flat disc and then divide that disc in halves. Right, so they're divided in a half, down, half, down, then divide it in half again and half again. And that will give us a good guideline to use when we draw the toes in. Right, then the eyes should be sitting around there. Right, and a nose, if you think of a nose as a pyramid, seeing that we are drawing pyramids, it should be easy to draw noses. Okay. Right, so I hope that makes sense. Right, and I'm going to show you a cheat method to think of a mouth. If we look at the front of the mouth, we usually see this sort of thing. So that's when we draw the mouth from the front. Now remember, if light's coming in from this way, the upper lip will be the darkest, and then the lower lip will be lighter because it's protruding a little bit more. But because the upper lip is almost like going inwards, if you look at the lips from the side, so for instance like this. Yeah, because the upper lip is going inwards, it's going to cast a shadow on itself. And then the lower lip will be the lightest because most of the light reaches that area. And then underneath the lower lip, there will be a shadow because the lower lip creates a roof on the chin area. So what we want to do is we want to, and remember the chin is round, so it will cut out the shadow like that and cast a shadow underneath the lower lip. And then remember the corners of the mouth goes a little bit darker again, like so. Now a cheat method or an easy method to draw a mouth like that. Now remember we said that we're drawing isometric, so keep in mind that we need to follow the grid line. So I'm going to draw a guide like that, and if we think of the middle of the mouth, if you think of that curve going like this, so there's the upper lip and the lower lip, and then this hollow bit here, and it goes like this. Then that's going to be shortened because it's going around the corner that side. And then the lower lip will protrude like that, come in, and then we've got that, the corner of the mouth. Remember, if we draw a line like this side should be shorter than this side because more of this is towards us, and that part of the mouth goes around the corner. So it needs to be shorter that way and a little bit longer this way. And now remember that part of the upper lip, lower lip is casting a shadow just above the chin. Now a cheat way to do that is basically drawing just this part of the mouth. So ignore that part of the mouth. Focus on this part of the mouth where you just draw almost like a comma, a downward or a downward mark like that, and then give the corner of the mouth a little bit darkness, and then the shadow underneath the lower lip. And that's a quick and easy cheat method of drawing a mouth when you draw, especially if you're drawing small objects like this. But understanding how to draw a mouth like that is vital. It's important to understand. It's important to understand how a mouth looks from the side, what it looks like from the front. And if you look at the mouth from the top, you'll see that our faces are not flat, it's rounded. So if you divide the mouth in half and you're looking at an angle, you will see more of this and much less of the side that's going away from you. So just keep in mind why this side is shorter viewed from this angle. Right, and then we need to add the beard. So I'm just gonna, the false beard. Right, and then he's got that little bit of a headrest doing that sort of thing. And then it comes out like this. So it's almost like doing a cobra shield effect. Bring it down. Okay, we want to bring this over to that side as well. Okay. We're not seeing that cobra shield on the other side that much. Okay, I'm happy with the arms. The arms are a little bit shorter here, which I prefer to that very long. And I know they can be long. I just want to make it a little bit shorter. Then the body, so that part of the arm comes in, and then if you look at the head area, that elbow is just behind the head area. Then the neck will come down like that. We won't see much of the neck. And then the body, the torso, the rib cage comes out like that. And then it goes in. And then we see the hind leg coming out like that. Now, this is not anatomically correct, but that's how the Egyptians made this cat-like sphinx look. So that's part of the almost kneecap of the hind legs sticking out like that. Then we've got the arch in the back, and then that bump for the butt area. So remember to keep the knees on the same level, following our grit. Then we do the same for the hind legs, the foot. But if you look at this little statue, it's almost like a fleshy part that hides the hind foot. So I'm just going to follow that as a sample, and then we need to remember if we had to draw the whole foot in, to divide that in half. That part we won't see, and then half again for that toe. Okay, I feel the head might be a little bit low, so let's lift it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's much better. Something like that. Okay, so now create a new layer, and let's call that inking. Ah, Sphynx ink. Let's move this up just out of reach of the other one. Right, remember we used this brownish color. Let's color pick that and start drawing. So we need to swap over to our ink brush again. And for that I use this basic 5. And yeah, I think 7 pixels is fine. Let's lower the opacity of the rough drawing. Lock that layer and pick your Sphynx inking layer again. Right, so now just adding the details. Right, now you can see how doing it in that disc form makes it much easier to draw in the toes. To flip the canvas, just press M on the keyboard. Okay, I'm gonna make the outline slightly thicker. While you've got your Sphynx layer selected, use your magic wand to make a selection on the outside. Then Shift Control I to flip it, or go to Select, Invert Selection. And below your Sphynx, create a new layer. And let's call that color. Okay. We're going to use the same color that we've used for the pyramid and fill it with that color. Now, we want, depending on which way you want your Sphinx to look, you need to rotate it now before you start the shading. So I want my Sphinx to look from, look in that direction, Control T, and then make sure that you've got both layers selected, mirror horizontally, and then move it in place wherever you want it. So let's put it there. So that's the base color. We want to pick the dark color now, and while pressing X, we want to pick the highlight color here. So highlight and shadow. So press X for highlight, press X for shadow. I'm gonna select my layer again to make sure that I've got my Sphinx selected, so that I can paint across it and not be scared that I would go outside of the lines. So if we imagine that the light's coming from this way, from left to right, like on the pyramid, that side of the face would be in shadow or shade. Okay, we need a bit of shading underneath the eyebrows, like that, down the side of the nose, down the side of the lip, like there, and then the nose can cast a bit of a shadow on the face. We need a shadow underneath the lower lip and under the chin. We need a shadow on that side of the fake beard. Okay, and let's continue. I'm going to stick to the 3 shades. I'm not going to make shades in between. So to keep it simple, something like that. And you've got your Sphinx. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this and that I made it easy enough to understand on how to draw a Sphinx like this. See you in the next lesson.